Brandon Belt is officially a Blue Jay.
Yep.
I know if you're listening to this, you're like, no, he already signed. No, he is now officially a part of this Blue Jays club. If you didn't see it, Brandon Belt was on, I want to say it was Overdrive, right? That he made the quote.
Yeah, it was Overdrive.
And he came out and said they should be World Series favorites.
Am I mad at the comment?
I get why you say it. I respect the confidence. However, the theme of 2023 was supposed to be the year of no quotes. And so far it has not been the case. So welcome to the Blue Jays, Brandon Belt.
Yes.
I get it. And I don't disagree with him necessarily. I think he's got a point. Maybe they're not the favorite, but they should absolutely be among the favorites to win the World Series right now.
Definitely. Like it's not like a completely like far-fetched comment. It was just like, and once again, the only people that reacted to it were Yankees fans.
Oh, absolutely. That's what they do. It's what they do.
Like
now, yeah, it is what it is.
Of the level of quotes that we've had, of the level of quotes that we have had, this is like tame.
They're all pretty tame, realistic. Even Vlad's Vlad's last year last year was the trailer, this year's the movie. That's just like confidence in yourself and your team. Like, we're gonna be better than we were last year. And they were, realistically. Like, he wasn't even really wrong. But the Yankees fans jumped on that and thought they were cool for making fun of it. I don't know. It's just not that big a deal. Manoah's quote is kind of blown out of proportion a little bit with the pressure in the tires. Because like, if you listen to the interview, he goes, yeah, I had a coach in high school that used to tell me pressure is something you put in tires. Like, he didn't even say it himself. Like, it wasn't just like they'd asked him about the pressure and he goes, pressure is something you put in tires. Like, no, it was like, yeah, I had a coach growing up that always told me that. So that's how I think about things. So I'm like, that's not even really a quote. So I don't know, man. It's just the quotes have been overblown, and I think that's why the way we feel the way that we do. However, the Vlad one about like never wanting to play for the Yankees and the Yankees, he'd rather die. That one was a little aggressive, but I respect that. That's just a rivalry, and it is what it is. This one, super tame. New guy comes in, wants to hype up the new team. He's been there, done that. He knows what the World Series winner should look like. So, I don't know. I'm here for it. It'll be fun to see him
as well.
I'm excited to have him. I'm also way more excited now to have Kevin Kiermaier. After watching him at the Leaf game.
Now we go. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I tweeted it. I'm like, God damn it. I'm going to love Kevin Kiermaier.
Yeah, like super likable dude. You put on the jersey and he's like, I got the gloves up and everything. I'm like, yes, it's gonna be fun.
I'm just pointing that out. They looked too natural in those jerseys.
Yeah. Oh, Vlad did not.
Vlad looked so Espinal and Kiermaier were like, yeah, you look like you've worn these before.
Yeah, they look like they could be hockey fans. SB's just a weird dude, though. Just see his video and just like, go, leave, go. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, this guy is.
But if you've seen the, it was weird at the Leafs game because they were like, let's see who's on the blue carpet tonight, and they just put like a video, like
just a montage of a bunch of people that weren't there.
I'm like, wait, George was at the game and I didn't notice this. What is this? Cav was at the game. Like they did Cav's like dramatic slide.
Manoah was like the second video they showed.
I'm him striking out Judge. It's like you didn't want to put anything of the new guys.
Strange montage, because then the first guy they show is Kevin Kiermaier too, and I'm like, oh, that's not who he just saw.
It's Kevin Kiermaier and Chris Bassett. Just like,
yeah, right, so I'm like, okay, interesting.
Yeah, the winter tour stuff has actually been kind of funny.
It's cool. Oh my god, we haven't had a chance to talk about Jordan.
Oh no. Oh, the nose ring.
Why? Now, I saw someone reply in one of the tweets about it, and they said he definitely lost his fantasy football league this year. And I'm like, you know what? That is exactly what happened. Because this isn't something he just decided to do. Like, he doesn't have his ears pierced. That's my first look at Jordan Romano's. Your first piercing isn't probably going to be your, what is it called in the middle there?
Is it septum?
Septum, that's it. There's no way your first piercing is going there before you get your ears done. So I think he either lost a bet or he lost his fantasy football finals, and that's why he has it. I can't see him as the guy to just get that done. Maybe he is. Maybe we just don't know Jordan the way we think we do.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, strange choice from Jordan Romano. Let me pull the list back up. I forgot where we're at.
Speaking of choices, the Blue Jays had some choices to make.
Many
when it came to arbitration, and they
Yes.
successfully settled with 11 of the 12 people. Now let's get through the 11 first.
Good call.
Kevin Biggio, 2.8 million US dollars. Adam Simber, 3.1. Santiago Espinal, 2.1. The big one, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 14.5 million.
The most from a first baseman in arbitration history, I think.
Yep. Right? Daddy Jansen, 3.5. Tim Meza, 2.1. Trevor Richards, 1.5. Jordan Romano, 4.5. Eric Swanson, 1.2 million.
Yeah, that's great.
Our boy, I'm not claiming him. Your boy, Trent Thornton, 1 million.
My boy.
And Dalton Varsho,
Thornton season, baby.
3.05 mil.
That's not bad either.
So you may have heard, you may have missed a notable name on the potential arbitration list that did not get spoken. Yep. And that is one Bosif B. Blasted Bombs Bichette. They are going to an arbitrator. And according to Jeff Passan,
caused uproar.
Yeah, according to Jeff Passan, there are 33 unsettled arbitration cases around the league. The most amount of money, ironically enough, is Teoscar Hernandez. Teoscar wants 16 million. Seattle's offering him 14. Okay. The smallest spread is Colin Poche of the Rays. Colin Poche wants 1.3. Tampa wants 1.175.
Oh, they would, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The most cases is the Tampa Bay Rays with 7.
Oh,
seven of the 33.
So
7 of the 33 are Tampa.
They just don't want to pay anyone.
The largest spread,
it's got to be us.
Toronto Blue Jays want to give Bo Bichette 5 million. Bo Bichette wants 7.5. So
now, where do you, if you're paying Bo Bichette what he's worth, what do you think he's getting?
I don't
1 year deal.
1 year deal, because I think 1 year deal in the sense that we like arbitration 1 year deal, or like 1 year deal like you're
1 year arbitration deal.
I mean, I look at it in the context of like Vladdy's getting 14.5.
Okay.
Is Vlad ahead of Bo in the arbitration?
I think they're the same spot.
Okay, so they're at the same spot, and
they came up the same year, right?
I think Bo is more so. I'm more so on the side of Bo in this one.
Me too.
I think I am not completely on the side of Bo, but I'm more on the side of Bo.
Yeah,
because the thing is, the arbitration was always funny because it's literally, if you go to an arbitrator, you have to argue why your player sucks. Which
it's just something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of what killed Marcus Stroman in Toronto, honestly. Because I remember when he went there and he just started talking shit about the front office afterwards, like, oh, they said this and this and this, and it's like, well, yeah, that's what they have to do. It's what they're going to do with everybody. But some people don't like to hear that, right? The Bo Bichette situation is super weird because everyone got real down on Bo real quick after. Like, this is a guy that finished the season hotter than anyone in the sport. And people kind of fell back in love with Bo Bichette for his offense and what he could do with the bat. And then all of a sudden, he doesn't accept an offer that I'd say is a bit of a joke. I think, like, you're telling me that you don't think Bo Bichette is worth half of Vladimir Guerrero. I think that's a little nuts. Because he didn't accept that, people are kind of back against Bo Bichette again for some reason.
It's been easy to Bo. I'm not gonna say Bo's made it easy to not hate on himself hate on him. He's not made it easy.
It's a little much. I find
it is a little much, but he's not made it easy on himself.
No,
because
I wouldn't accept that deal either, though.
Because, dude, it even goes back to last year. You remember that like he didn't take like $250,000 extra, like less. That's what you're fucking arguing over. Like,
I mean, get your money. You don't owe these people anything.
I also think a lot of people just like Bo. It's easier to shit on Bo when it comes to money, is because, dude, your dad had Hall of Fame. Your dad had baseball money. You come from baseball money. Like, I think it's very easy.
So did Vlad, and he took 14.5, the biggest from a first baseman ever.
No, but that's what I'm saying is, like, Vlad didn't need to go to the arbitration, or he didn't need to go to an arbiter. They just did it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So and Bo's making and the spread difference. If it was like 7.5 to like 7, you'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, but 7.5 and 5,
I think 5 is kind of aggressively too little.
I guarantee you 5 is if he was an average defender, that'd be like the Blue Jays would
I'd be
give him
like
like
9.
6. They'd give him like 6 or 7. Like it's just the defense, I think,
If
is
we look
keeping
at
him
the
at 5.
market value for what shortstops got this year, 7.5 is really not that big a deal for Bo Bichette. I
Not
would put
really.
Bo Bichette in the top 10, top 8
Okay,
shortstops in the league.
we can get to top 10 list later if you want
Yeah,
to.
we will. But
Okay.
like, say we're ranking shortstops right now. Is there 8 shortstops that are better than Bo Bichette? I wouldn't say so.
No, I don't think
And
so.
is there a shortstop inside that top 8 that's making more than or making less than 7.5? Maybe Wander, because Wander's still on his rookie deal. If you still want to consider Wander better than Bo right now.
Did Wander get the extension?
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, Wander got the extension for like
So
11
even
years.
he's making more than 7.5. So like, there's no shortstops ahead of Bo Bichette that are making less than $7.5 million.
Trey Turner, Xander Bogaerts, Corey Seager,
Carlos Correa,
Carlos Correa,
Wander Franco, if you want to go that
I
route.
guess we can go Wander Franco, Xander Bogaerts,
Tim Anderson.
Tim Anderson.
I don't know if you put Tim Anderson above him.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just naming shortstops. I'm just like Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson. No, Tim Anderson actually got a deal. But I think
he got
has
paid.
a club up. He has a club option after this year. That's why I remember that. So yeah,
I think 7.5 is super fair, and I think he's right to go to arbitration with that. I think when all said and done, he'll get closer to what he wanted than what the Jays are trying to pay him. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. I think anyone that has to go to arbitration is going to end up with a sour taste in their mouth afterwards because, like we said, you have to listen to them talk about why you're not good.
And then you also, in the flip side, you also have to hear why your organization sucks for not paying you for paying the guy.
Yes, it's a tough battle every single time. So it kind of stinks.
Also, the amount of times that I've seen people, or the amount of players that have been in basically like 5 minutes away from their arbitration meeting and just being like, oh yeah, we'll do it. Let's go. Like, let's get it together. I think I don't think they'll actually fucking go
I understand why the Jays aren't trying to pay him 7.5 because you want to try and get him for as cheap as you can because you're saving money everywhere you
can. As you can for as long as you can. Because
but we're talking about $2.5 million.
I need to figure out well, what's it called? Just like someone I did like kind of realize this. Teoscar wants 16 million. Eric Swanson got 1 million and Dalton Varsho got 3. So there's your money saved, guys.
Right.
Like
the money's there. I find it weird that they're nickel and diming over a franchise shortstop. Like I'm much more on Bo's side than a lot of people. I think Bo's should get what he's worth, and whether or not you hate his defense, he's worth $7.5 million. His bat alone is worth half of what Vlad is getting. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm wrong. I mentioned top 10. Are we done with Bo? Or do we want
we could be done with Bo, but I wanted to just quickly segue into something else because you mentioned that he's a franchise shortstop.
Right.
Was he? Is he? Because the Blue Jays were apparently, according to Scott Boras, in on Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded it.
Well, you move either one of them over to. Neither of them are great defensively. Xander had a good year.
Xander was
like a good 2 years.
Yeah, Xander's actually like you've noticed improvement.
Yeah, but Xander was what Bo is for a lot of his career. So I don't. I
mean, I don't mind it. Like
no, I don't disagree. I think he's a
they
good
were
bat.
They were in on Seager last year, I think too. Like which I would have loved.
I think they're always going to be looking to improve that shortstop position defensively, just because you don't know if Bo can figure it out. Obviously, he's a great athlete,
and
he's shown at times that he can do it.
And there's always like the whole quote of Bo like came out and said like I'll play anywhere, just let me know where I'm playing.
Right.
Like which I kind of call bullshit on, but
so there's always the possibility that they move him to 2 or not 3, but they move him over and bring in another guy that you're gonna improve over your second baseman with a lot of the shortstops that are out there. So I see why they would be in on a guy like Xander or Trey or Who else went to Correa, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of those names, Dansby. Some of those names I could see why they'd be in on it. But at the end of the day, you're not going to pay the premium to try and bring in another shortstop, and I guess that's why
No.
Xander Bogaerts isn't here today.
Well, I mean, they gave the Padres gave him 10, 11 years at 200 and something.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever going to pay that.
Mm-mm.
So it is what it is. I understand why they'd be in the market because even if you believe in Bo Bichette, there's nothing wrong with moving him or the guy you bring in over to second.
Yeah,
he's still going to play every day.
In hindsight, they did that with Marcus Semien.
Exactly. Exactly.
Granted, Marcus was coming on more of like a
rental deal, not a
kind of thing.
Yeah. So they've shown that they'll do it, and I don't think they'd be afraid to do it again. And there's nothing wrong with having an elite second baseman.
No,
like you move Bo over to second. That's an easy job for him.
I think Bo. Someone, I can't remember where I saw this one, but someone made the point. It's like, if you're Bo Bichette, do you want to be a top 10 shortstop in baseball or the best second baseman in baseball?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
you're gonna get the same playing time every single day. I don't think I'm disappointed if I'm Bo and I'm hearing that. I'm like, yeah, we're trying to make the team better. It doesn't even necessarily mean they weren't thinking of him as a shortstop. Maybe they were thinking, let's get Xander and move him to 2. I doubt it, but it's possible because Xander's getting older, and somewhere in the middle of that contract, he's not going to be able to play shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It came as a bit of a shock, obviously, because I didn't ever hear about them being in on Xander. It's also coming from Boris.
This is coming from Scott Boris himself. So it's like,
so take it with a massive grain of salt, because that guy's just the scum of the scum when it comes to negotiating with things and putting teams on blast and doing stuff like that. He's a good businessman, so I wouldn't put it past him to just say it and not actually have it be true. So yeah, I mentioned top 10 lists a minute ago.
Yeah,
because
MLB
and the MLB is doing top 10 lists.
Yeah,
unlike some other accounts on Twitter that are doing top 10 lists. But if you look at the top 10 list that the MLB did for third baseman,
there's so many things wrong with it.
There's so I don't really know where to start.
So we're gonna. Do you want me to just read the list down first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
And the people listening and viewing at home can really see when this list falls off a cliff. Spoiler alert, it's pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
Number 10, DJ LeMahieu.
It's already fallen off.
Number 9, Yandy Diaz.
Yandy Diaz, we're starting at the bottom. If we start from the top, it doesn't look as bad until we get a couple names down.
Okay,
fine. If you start from the bottom, it just starts off bad.
You want me to flip? All right, fine. We're gonna flip. No, we're gonna flip. You people, you heard 10 and 9. We're flipping it. I'm sorry. Number 1, Manny Machado. I'm okay with.
That's
number
fine.
2.
Yeah,
Jose Ramirez.
That's fine
okay
too
as well.
I would argue either or for 1, 2.
Number 3 and number 4 is kind of where I'm like,
you could flip those.
Number 3, Austin Riley.
Right.
Number 4, Rafael Devers.
Right.
Notice how we haven't said one name yet who pops in at number 5. Just 10-time gold glover, a couple-time platinum glover, finished 3rd in MVP voting last year. Nolan Arenado,
arguably the best defensive third baseman I've ever seen.
Facts. Arguably the best defensive third baseman that we've ever seen in MLB history.
And
number 5,
phenomenal offensive player. He's not just a defense guy.
Number 6, Alex Bregman.
Yeah.
Number 7,
I'm fine with Bregman at 6.
1 through 6, is where 1 through 6, as far as the names that are there.
Yeah,
I am okay.
They're semi right. I would move Arenado higher.
I would.
But other than that, I'm fine.
Honestly, I put Arenado I would put Arenado 3 and have just move down out Riley and Devers.
I think you can argue any order 1, 2, 3, Machado, Ramirez, Arenado. I think that's any order 1, 2, 3. That should be your top 3.
Okay, so this is and people, you heard 9 and 10 because I fucking did the flubbed order. But 7, 8, 9, 7 through 10.
This is so bad.
Justin Turner, Max Muncy, Yandy Diaz, and DJ LeMahieu. Now, if there's one of the 4 that I won't. I will accept in there. It's Yandy Diaz.
Okay, but not at. Where is he?
9.
9. Okay, 9's fine.
9's fine. Can we just point out Max Muncy? He didn't hit over 200 last year. No. He had a slugging of 320. He was.
When's the last time he's been a third baseman?
Never.
He was a third Justin Turner's not going to be a third baseman.
No.
What?
This is
What are we doing?
also DJ LeMahieu, probably not gonna be a third baseman. Like, and we're not saying okay. We're here comes the slight. No, actually, not slight bias. Matt Chapman is not on this list. What the fuck?
Apparently, Matt Chapman's playing 2 this year, I guess.
Yeah, Matt Chapman died, guys. Like,
I'm blown
I mean,
away.
dude, that's been all of their list. Have you seen some of their lists that they put out? Like,
They've been bad. What was the other one? Every year they do this, and it's always
okay,
just terrible.
they did a left fielder list.
Okay.
Dalton Varsho was not on it.
Right. But like
reasons, I guess.
I can you can maybe let me see if I can find the list and then I'll try and
first baseman. First baseman.
Vlad was 3, right? That was fine.
Yeah, it was Goldschmidt, Freddie Freeman, Vlad.
I would argue Vlad over Freeman, maybe, but like that's not enough that I'm pissed off about it.
Number 4, Jose Abreu. Number 5, Pete Alonso. Number 6, Matt Olson. Number 7, Ty France. Number 8, Nathaniel Lowe. Number 9, Luis Ariz. And number 10, Rhys Hoskins. I am super okay with that list.
Honestly, it's Abreu above Pete is a weird one.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were pissed off in that in the replies, but Matt Olson's pretty low.
Oh god, yeah. But we got to remember there's like the lists that we're reading off right now. There's like what the network says, and then there's fan lists, which is I found the fan list. I found the fan list for first base. It's the same top 3. Pete Alonso at 4. Okay. Anthony Rizzo at 5.
Oh, fuck that. No. Yeah. Yankees fans are in the replies of that one too.
Matt Olson 6. Rizzo. Jose Abreu 7. Jake Cronenworth 8.
Does Cronin even play first?
He's first base now.
Is he?
He's first base now.
Or I guess Xander and Tatis.
Xander is Kim. Short. Kim is second. They're moving Tatis to the outfield. So.
Yeah. So I guess you know what? I don't hate Cronenworth being in the top 10.
Yeah. Those are the
might be a hot take, but way more deserving than Anthony Rizzo. Way more.
Where's that? Where's the fan voted left field list that I need to find real quick?
They've posted a lot of these.
Okay, so the fan. I found the fan list for the left field.
I found the regular one.
Okay, well,
you want me to read through that first before we talk about what a mistake the fans made again?
I'm not entirely mad at the fan list.
Okay, the regular list. Yordan Alvarez is number 1. Do we actually consider Yordan Alvarez an outfielder?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's played it more than he hasn't, I think.
Has he?
And he will this year.
Okay.
Because Brantley's back, but I think he'll play more than Brantley in the outfield.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just as much time to
I don't think he will, but I guess we'll see. So Yordan 1, Soto 2, Kyle Schwarber 3, Taylor Ward 4, Arozarena 5, Stephen Kwan 6, Tyler O'Neill 7. Tyler O'Neill still at 7 is yikes. Michael Brantley 8, Ian Happ 9, Eloy Jimenez 10.
I feel like Jimenez. Tyler O'Neill. Jimenez. I feel like Tyler O'Neill was kind of not good this year.
No, he was terrible. That's what I mean. Great last year.
Great 2022.
Not good.
2021.
But 22 not.
In 2022, he 228, 308, 392, 700 OPS. He was league average, but I think he also was like a gold glove fucking guy. So
I would argue the fans got it more right.
Yeah, so the fans had Juan Soto number 1, Yordan number 2, Kyle Schwarber 3, Stephen Kwan 4, Ian Happ 5, Christian Yelich 6.
That's bad. I don't like
that. That's bad. Christian Yelich 6 is bad. Dalton Varsho 7.
That's
Taylor
good.
Ward 8, Michael Brantley 9, Randy Arozarena 10. I think Arozarena is too low.
I would put Arozarena in Yelich's spot, maybe even above Happ.
I would put Varsho above Happ too.
I would take Yelich off the list completely. I like Eloy, but I don't think he deserves a spot.
Eloy is also going to DH more this year than anything. Like, I mean, Andrew, you put Andrew Benintendi.
No, I guess.
Like, left field's not that deep.
Left field is not deep. That's the one thing I've noticed on this list.
These lists suck.
They are so brutal. All of this just to say, somehow they left Matt Chapman off this list.
So, yeah.
And like, I know I might sound like a bit of a homer, but come on.
I'm waiting for the catcher list. I don't think they put it
Do you
out
think
yet.
they both can get a spot?
I think they can because
I
they
think
were,
they both get a spot in the fan list.
yeah, because you remember how the when they put out like the here's the preliminary list of like people you can vote for.
Mm,
They're both on there. So
as they
like
should
I
be.
think as they should be. I think if anything, Danny Jansen will go like 9 or 8.
Yeah.
And I think Kirk will be
Three.
3 or 4. Like,
I think they put him at 2 or 3. I think the fans somehow get Trevino ahead of him.
oh my God, don't do this. Trevino had one good year. Don't do this.
I know.
Don't do this.
He didn't even have a good year. He had a good
He
half.
had a good defensive year and
He had a good first half. That was it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we? We could move on.
You can't tell me Matt Chapman's not
A top
bare
10.
minimum 7.
He hit what 27 home runs last year and played good defense still. Like,
yes.
you're telling me
You're telling me he's worse than Justin Turner,
and Max Muncy,
who's not even
last
playing
season?
third baseman?
Last season, Max Muncy. Like,
Max Muncy, like he's not worse than Yandy Diaz. I watched them both play against each other many times.
Did hit the absolute
was good.
shit out of the baseball. Like,
Sure, but his numbers are almost the same as Chappie's, and I would take Chappie's defense over Yandy's every day of the week.
mhm.
He's not worse than Yandy Diaz. Worst case, you say he's equal to Yandy Diaz, which is 9. He's definitely not worse than DJ LeMahieu. Absolutely not.
Like,
absolutely not. It's just
bro, did you see Yankees fans? You see some Yankees fans that were dead serious about no Josh Donaldson being on there?
No, there's no way. There's no way.
They were bad about that.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, we could move on to
Delusion.
just to round up some things. So obviously we had to make room on the 40-man roster, and we had to DFA some people. We DFA I think it was Junior Fernandez and Julian Merriweather. One of those two is no longer with the club. Well, and that is Julian Merriweather. One of our ghosts is finally exercised.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. He's on the Cubs, along with Anthony Kay and Ryan Barocchi.
I don't know what the Cubs deal is, but they just wanted to just anger the Blue Jays, it seems like, because like we put Kay on waivers, they picked up Kay. They picked up Barocchi. We put Merriweather on waivers, they picked up Merriweather. We were interested in Cody Bellinger. They picked up Cody Bellinger. They took Marcus Stroman.
Yeah. We were interested in Ian Happ last year at the deadline.
Ian Happ, they didn't trade him. They didn't trade him. They just have it seems like there's a little vendetta there from the Cubs towards the Blue Jays, and I don't know why. Could be wrong. Could be reading into it.
Marcus Stroman's like, fuck them.
Is Marcus Stroman out there making decisions for the Chicago Cubs is my question. Gotta be, right? He's like, let's slight these guys in any way possible. So every time there's someone that goes on waivers, they're like, yeah, boom, Cub. Weird. I find it weird. It wasn't just once is the only thing I'm trying to get at here. Is met numerous times now. They've been like, let's just go get that Blue Jay that could have been some depth, and let's make him our depth.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And then final news. A couple of former Blue Jays decided to hang up the bat and gloves in the pitching mound and stuff and such and such.
They hung up the whole mound?
The whole mound.
They hung up the mound.
They hung up their whole mound.
Dug it up and put it on the wall.
We'll start with the former Blue Jay because it was a while ago. Mayor of Ding Dong City, Travis Shaw, retired.
Travis Shaw hadn't retired yet?
No, Travis Shaw retired. He was on the Red Sox last year.
Travis Shaw was on the Red Sox?
Yeah. He played 7 games for them, but still.
7?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said 70 for a second. Like, there's no way that man played 70 games last year. I think I would have noticed.
70 games and they're fucking last in the division. It would make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played 7 games. He played 8 seasons he was with the Blue Jays in 2020 only, I believe. Yes. Yeah, he finished career 237, 319 on base. Jesus. 757 OPS, a 99 OPS plus.
Not bad.
Nah,
he was always a serviceable guy.
Yeah.
Cool nickname, too.
And in the slightly more, I'm going to say, shocking.
Yeah. It was until I kind of thought about it, and I'm like,
David Phelps. Yeah.
He debated not coming back last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as shocking as it was, like he didn't really have a spot in this bullpen
But
anymore.
he was really good last year.
Yeah.
He had a 283 5 games.
Yeah.
Like
I was on the David Phelps train. I really liked watching him pitch, but I think he was ready to be done with it. And I think he was ready to be done with it coming into last year, but he didn't want to finish his career the way he would have. So he gave it one more shot, and I respect him for it. It was good.
pitched really
I
well.
thought it would have been cool to see him go to Pittsburgh and pitch in front of
Mhm.
the people there because they seem to love him there. But
He's a career 3.8 ERA. Like,
again, serviceable guy.
mm-hmm.
Like I liked having him in the bullpen for the year and a half that we used him. I'm not going to say he leaves a hole in this bullpen because he's fillable, but he was a nice piece to have for just depth options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's all.
Shout out to him for a career.
That's all the Blue Jay stuff for today.
Is that all the Blue Jay stuff?
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to do hot takes because I know you're tight for time.
We had some plans, but then my work schedule got shifted around, so now we don't have as much time as we'd hoped. But we got to pay the bills.
Yep.
And to do so, we're going to talk about BetStamp one more time. If you haven't listened to an episode before, then you don't know that BetStamp is the best way to bet on sports ever. What they do is they take all the lines from every single gambling site and they put them into one convenient location so you can make sure that you're getting the best odds every single time you bet. You're not going to make millions of dollars doing this, obviously, but you get a little bit more money every time because you know you're getting the best odds. Also, they have a nice marketplace where you can go and check out what we're betting on, what everyone's betting on, with your friends. It's a nice social experience. You can just go on there. You can put your own stuff out there, and you can just see where everybody's thinking and maybe help yourself a little bit with it. If you're interested, you can go to betstamp.app and use the promo code ASports. That's EH Sports. And yeah, start making yourself a wee bit more money every time you bet. It's worth it.
All right.
We're really out of Jays news already. It felt really quick.
It's not a big.
It felt like a lot happened. Oh, no, we are not out of Jays news.
Did I miss something?
Sort of, not big, but I do want to talk about it. They've released a lot of the renovation stuff.
Oh, right. Oh, I know.
I forgot to write that down. I'm super excited. So, if you didn't see it, the Jays released kind of the mock-ups of everything. They're breaking them down one by one now, but they said all the stuff that's going to be in there, and there's a lot. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the flight deck looks way different.
Yeah. Not us.
No, we look the same.
We look the same, unfortunately. Still.
Sorry, we didn't get an upgrade. I'm
still scruffy and
yeah. What are we gonna do?
Still in my basement.
Yeah. So the flight deck looks different. Some tables in there, some stools. Looks kind of cool. What they're planning to do. Look, different vibe. That's nice. I don't have the list in front of me, but I can list off what I remember. The first and foremost, the first thing I'm excited for is the Corona rooftop patio.
Yeah, guys,
that looks great.
We'd like to announce that we're changing our name.
From here on out, we will be the Corona rooftop patio podcast.
Yeah, this is the rooftop patio podcast. Like,
that seems like a great idea.
The RPP.
Yeah, I will be there a few times. I can guarantee you throughout the season. Looks like it's just a cool atmosphere. Basically just like a rooftop bar over top of a Blue Jays game, which is super cool.
There's also a very funny part of the stadium now that I'm gonna love.
Okay.
It's called The Catch. It's a new bar.
The Catch. So that's the one they released today that they were breaking down a little bit. I hadn't seen the video yet.
Essentially, it says it's the best place to be seen trying to catch a home run. No, that's the best place you're gonna get beamed.
Yeah.
Trying to order a.
See, that's exactly what I was thinking. I feel really bad for the bartenders that have to work there.
Oh my god, bro! I'm wearing catcher's gear if I'm a fucking bartender.
You're absolutely like putting a cage on the right side of your thing, right? Like, there's no way you can put bartenders up there that have to deal with 100-mile-an-hour line drives, right?
Okay, and then there's also a place called The Stop.
The Stop looks like Pittsburgh.
Honestly, they put up a thing of like some of the food there.
Dude.
I saw the words Jamaican patties, and I'm like, you know what?
Yes. Dude.
If they're obviously not gonna be fresh made. If they're
No.
good, they're
if
obviously not gonna be
if
fresh.
they're average,
If
I'm
they're
in.
average, I will be shocked.
I'm
Um,
in. I'm in.
banh mi sandwiches, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm so down. Like
It sounds great. Very Toronto vibe. The whole the
Subway
stop.
thing, yeah.
The catch is an interesting one because that's right by the visitors' bullpen, right? I think that's what it said.
I believe, yeah.
That'll
Which
be that'll be a nightmare for
oh
for some
security,
opposing pitchers and security. You're right. So
like
that'll be fun. Um, Not really my thing. I don't really care about catching home run balls
okay,
or
yeah.
chirping opposing pitchers.
I never asked you this. How do you feel about the bullpens being right next to the fans or on like?
I, I'm very unsure.
Yeah, that's the one part of the new renovations that are like,
I'm like, yeah, it's been done. Like, there's a lot of places that have it,
yeah,
but we have some. We're known to be nice people up here,
yeah, but
and I think it's a false
we're not,
narrative
we're not
around
good.
what we can be. Because like when it comes to sports, we don't fuck around. And there's some, especially if you put them in a bar right beside the bullpen, you're gonna get some rowdy people, and I've seen it firsthand. There's some people that
Oh, yeah,
they're not afraid.
yeah.
We'll call it.
When the Yankees come to town, oh boy,
Oh, when anyone, if you get any sort of controversy into your bullpen, like the Rays bullpen last year, like if they were raised up, no pun intended, if they were raised up beside the fans after that whole thing
mm.
with the LGBT.
Yeah, Ray's bullpen. Big fan of Ivan Provorov.
I don't even want to get into him.
Nope,
It
we
was a
don't need
whole
to.
stupid
We don't
situation.
need to. I mean, it's the same.
Um,
It's the same. It's literally the same thing.
yep. Yeah.
Like,
So if that happened while there's a crowd of drunk Blue Jays fans around the bullpen, I can't see that going well.
no.
But it's also kind of a nice little home field advantage to just like try and get in a pitcher's head. It's easier than you think.
Yeah.
Um, like these guys seem like they're stone cold all the time, but that's because they can't really hear you when they're down there. You can trip your ears off, but when you're 5 feet from the guy, a little tougher to get into his kitchen. So that's going to be interesting. Now it's going to cause a lot of problems, and I can see that happening already. So I feel bad for any security that has to work in that area because it's going to suck. But it's a cool little addition, and I think it'll be fun. That's my hopeful take on it. The stop, on the other hand, great idea. A little more Toronto vibe to us. We get some nicer food. It's gonna be busy, I feel like. I think that's somewhere you're gonna go
Yeah.
for the most part. Obviously, we've already talked about the Corona patio.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is called the park. The park looks super cool.
I don't know the park. I didn't see.
You didn't see the park? Park's got cornhole.
Oh, that's what you were.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Yes. So they've got it's basically it's supposed to be fun for all ages type of thing. There's like a fucking swing set. There's cornhole, as I mentioned. There's obviously more bars because alcoholics. And it's way up there is the other thing. This and the rooftop patio are both way up there. So it'll be real interesting to see how those look when you get there and what the views are like. I'm excited to just go travel through all of them and see what they're like. But as my buddy pointed out on Twitter, it's a great spot to go if the Jays are getting their teeth kicked in and you need something to do. You can go play some cornhole and maybe catch the comeback if they decide to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice little stop to just go and drown your sorrows and have a little bit of fun. So that'll be cool. There's also like arcade games and stuff, I think, in there, like the
yeah, I didn't see that
Pac-Man looking things. So it'll be fun. I think it's cool to have a spot, especially for the kids, like the kids that don't really have the attention span for a 3-hour baseball game. Then it's nice. It's nice for them to just be like, here, go run around in the park. Kind of cool. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited to go and see what these places look like because obviously right now we don't even know what they actually look like because they're not done.
No.
But we do know what they're planning to look like.
We have the basic outline of it from like
yeah, with a bunch of computer generated humans walking around just loving life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it'll be cool. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Opening day is what?
Uh,
April
a
12th?
home opener or just the season?
I think it's the same, isn't it? Don't we open at home this year?
No, we start on the road. I think for a
Start
little
on the
bit.
road.
I think our home opener is the April 11th.
Okay. So
So
we are 3 months, less than 3 months away from opening day, home opener.
yeah.
It's gonna be good. I'm excited. Should be a whole new thing. I can't wait to see what
we
the
are a
walls
month
look like.
we are a month and 5 days away from the first spring training game.
Oh my god, look at us go.
Somehow we motored to the
I am excited to see how this outfield plays because
I
obviously
am.
it looks very strange,
Mm-hmm.
very difficult.
Teo and Lourdes would have fucking died.
See, now I've heard that many times.
It would not have been
This is
great.
gonna wreak havoc over anyone in their first season, realistically. Like
Yeah.
everyone's just like, oh, it's a good thing we got Varsho and Springer in the corners now. It's like, no, they're gonna have a shit show of a time dealing with this too. Nobody's
Mhm.
played on this. It's not like they're coming in knowing what it plays like. It's new to everyone.
Yeah.
It's gonna eat everybody alive for a year or two.
Yeah. Oh, and to answer your earlier question, the opening of our season is 3 against the Cardinals, 4 against the Royals, 3 against the Angels, and then we're at home to
Oh,
the
we
Tigers.
are way on the road, so I wasn't even close.
Yeah, we start on March 30th, the season opener.
Holy shit. Okay. So
But yeah, 1, 2,
we're
3, 4,
closing
5,
in
6,
two
7,
months.
8, 9, 10. 10 games on the road to start
2 months
because
and 10 days away
I
from opener.
I think that's because they wanted to start with the like they just wanted enough time to finish the renovations.
Yeah. It makes sense.
But yeah, dude, how did we power through this off season?
I don't know.
Like it's
We made it. Well, we didn't make it yet, but
we're making it.
we're making it.
Yeah.
It went by much quicker than I thought.
Yeah. Because
I saw the other day someone posted it that we are closer to the first pitch of the season than we are the last pitch of last season.
that's okay. That's weird.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool.
What
Pretty
else
soon
is
we're
cool?
gonna get pitchers and catchers reporting.
Yeah. And then
We're gonna get some
I was
Jano content.
yeah, facts. I was gonna try and segue, but like I can't really think of a good segue to go back into the rest of the league stuff.
No, the rest of the league
So
doesn't matter.
sure, robo umps are going to AAA. There you go.
Catchers gonna be easier for the pitchers and catchers because robo-ums are
Yeah, there
being
you go.
implemented in AAA. So that means they're not too far away from the
So
majors, possibly.
yeah, I
Possibly,
would think
depending on
if,
how it
if all
goes
goes
in
well
AAA.
in 2023, I think yeah. So yeah, that was the only non-free
I
agent.
I've said it time and time again, but I am very up in the air on how I feel about robo-umps right now. I don't know about you.
I'm super like if it
Yeah.
if it works, it works. But like
That's the thing is it's got to work
yeah,
because I've seen some that like there's calls that are way outside or way low or something and it gets called a strike and I'm like that's just programmed wrong. So if they don't have the kinks worked out by the time it gets here, I'm a little dicey on using it.
it's okay. It's more of a direct thing, but like the video boards in the NHL, like those are terrible.
Yeah.
Those are bad. Like just
Yeah.
make sure
The
it's
concept is cool. I like what they're thinking.
yeah,
but they're not working.
Yeah, don't do what the NHL did and
Mhm.
and just have it up just to say it's ready, just to say it's there. Like
Yeah.
don't do that. But
I think a good way to model your business is just like don't do what the NHL does.
yeah,
I think that's a great thing overall.
it's a great way to just live.
Because they don't do anything very well. There's not one thing that you look at the NHL go, they do that better than any other league.
Yeah.
Because they just don't.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think I'm more open to the challenging plays, like challenging balls and strikes. I think I'm more open to that than I am robo ones. I think that's a better system. And like you don't get rid of a bunch of guys' jobs doing that, which I think kind of sucks. But yeah, I guess we'll see. AAA will be a big factor because it's the closest thing you're going to get to the majors. And then, I don't know, I guess it'll be here within a few years, I would assume, if it's already in AAA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now into the free agents. A person that I very much wanted to be on the Blue Jays and is not anymore is going home. Andrew McCutchen, Uncle Larry himself, is going back to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Which
he had other offers too. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, he did have other offers, but
better landing spots too. I want to say that Padres, Dodgers or
This
Padres. One of them was on there.
this makes me think that this is his last year.
He's done. He's absolutely done. This is the retirement tour for Andrew McCutchen.
Pisses me off. Like,
all respect to him, though. I mean, that's kind of
cool. I love
Go back
Andrew
to
McCutchen.
the place that brought you up. Obviously, he's not the Andrew McCutchen that won the MVP.
No,
but they still love him there, and
dude,
I think he still loves it there.
Andrew McCutchen is one of the most likable people in baseball.
Like, absolutely. So it's a good move.
Yeah. Speaking of good moves, Trey Mancini goes to the Cubs.
Speaking of Cubs.
Yeah, Trey Mancini goes to the Cubs. It's 2 years, $14 million with an opt-out, I believe, in the middle.
That's not bad. 14 per?
No, 14.
Oh, total?
Like, total.
Oh, that's a really good move. Yeah. It depends on what Trey can be.
Yeah, because they also have Eric Hosmer there too. Like, so it's just him and Eric Hosmer like platooning, or they also just have a DH spot open.
Yeah, I think it's a nice little move for Mancini. I think I don't know what the Cubs are.
Yeah,
they're like competing, but they're not good. You know what I mean?
It's the NL Central, so it's like
you don't have to be great. You just have to do the job.
Yeah, like,
which I don't think they're better than the Cardinals.
I don't think they're better than the Brewers.
I don't think so either.
Like,
they haven't done enough to be great. They've done enough to be good.
Yeah,
it's weird. I don't know. Speaking of weird moves.
Speaking of this is weird. Aroldis Chapman, 1 year, 3.75 to the Kansas City Royals. Why?
Yeah.
Just why?
It is also my question.
Like, just
if you're gonna take a chance on a scumbag like Aroldis Chapman, I would hope that it's
good.
Yeah, like you're in a position to compete, and like he's gonna help your bullpen to get to that point. The Royals are not that. They're not even close to that. They're a good young squad that has a chance to be good down the road, but they are not an Aroldis Chapman away from being a playoff contender.
Yeah. No.
But again, they're in the Central. And the Central on our side is also terrible.
I think there's clearly 3 teams out of them. And it's like
Minnesota,
Chicago, and Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland, I forgot. Who knows with Cleveland, man? That team shouldn't be good. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But they are good. I'm not going to say that Cleveland wasn't a good team last year, but they shouldn't have been. And I would argue that Detroit has about as good a chance as Kansas City does.
Yeah.
If everything goes right.
Like Chris final season.
Miggy, Riley Green, if Torkelson can figure it out.
I was going to say they have the Castros, but they don't anymore. They don't have Candelario either. Oh my god.
Baez,
Eric Haas, Austin Meadows.
Haas has shown some power. Austin Meadows has shown that he can be great. Their pitching staff is where everything kind of goes.
I mean, yeah, it's all young. Mice, Scooble Manning, Eduardo Rodriguez.
Actually, you know what? That top 3, if they all figure it out, it's not bad.
Yeah, and then they don't have a closer anymore.
Tyler Boyd's still there. He went back there.
Matthew Boyd.
Matt Boyd, sorry.
Matt Boyd went back.
Receiver. Matt Boyd went back.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd. Yeah.
See, he just be forever Tyler Boyd now.
Nah,
Matt Boyd, Matthew Boyd, former Blue Jay.
Matty Boyd. Wasn't he in the David Price trade?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was him and Daniel Norris. I remember that.
Matthew Boyd's there. He's shown flashes that he can be pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if wouldn't trust it, but like that team's got enough pieces that like if everything goes right, I think they could definitely be better than the Royals. I don't think they can compete, but
yeah,
they've got enough young talent. The Royals have Melendez,
Bobby Witt,
Sal,
Brady Singer, Vinny Pasquantino.
Vinny Pasquantino
is actually gonna have a great season. Like he hits the shit out of the baseball, and like I looked at it last year, he struck out like as many times as he walked.
That's pretty good.
Like, the Royals I think are more on the upswing than.
That's what I mean. I think they're on their way.
The Royals are more on the upswing than the Tigers, but like they're not at Minnesota yet.
No, and they're not an Aroldis Chapman away, and I think that's like If this is just some guy with Aroldis Chapman's talent, then you could absolutely bring him in and use him as a deadline piece to get someone.
Yeah.
But because it's Aroldis Chapman, I don't think it's
Yeah,
worth
this is what this is. This is what this is. If Aroldis Chapman is good, you're trading him away at the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's all this is.
I don't know if I just want to deal with the headache of Aroldis Chapman, though. But hey, it is what it is.
Speaking of a bunch of pieces and maybe being okay,
Just
the Boston
doing
Red
a
Sox,
lot to be mid.
The Boston Red Sox made 3 moves in the last week. They signed Adam Duvall, which I guess
Good move.
He's their starting center fielder as currently constituted. And then they signed 2 people to minor league deals. Jorge Alfaro, who's smart. He's like, yeah, if I'm not on this team by like May 1st or June 1st, I'm getting free. Release me.
Yeah.
And by his own Instagram, the man who hit the greatest inside the park grand slam in MLB history, Raimel Tapia, is going to the Boston Red Sox on a minor league deal.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think Raimel's great, but you're telling me he couldn't have got a major league deal somewhere?
I don't think Raimel looked good.
You couldn't tell me. No, but you're telling me
he should have absolutely got a. He should have definitely.
Him and Jorge Alfaro.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me they couldn't get major league deals?
There was a Red Sox fan that tweeted out Tapia's stats at Fenway.
Oh, I thought it was Chris Cotillo. It was Chris Cotillo. It was Chris Cotillo. He was
I didn't actually see who it was.
It was 9 for 33 with 12 RBIs and a 900 OPS.
Now,
it's just that one series.
Yeah, and realistically, if you take away, if you have anyone in center field that could see the ball,
it's 8 RBIs.
You're taking away a home run and 4 RBIs from that list. It's now 1 home run, 8 RBIs. I don't know what the OPS and everything turns into.
The OPS would definitely drop to like a 8 or 7 something.
Yeah,
like
it's not
for 33.
It's a little bit boosted based on the series that he had where he just lit the world on fire.
He had 10 RBI in that one series.
So I mean,
like
maybe you don't expect too much of Raimel
had
Tapia.
A good series.
I like Raimel Tapia. The person seemed like a great guy.
Yeah,
but don't expect a ton out of Raimel Tapia, the baseball player.
Yeah, I'll just always remember. But why did all of Raimel Tapia's really good moments come against the Red Sox? Oh my god. Think about it.
I think that's why they signed him. They're like, man, this guy has something. But that was the only
Blue
time
Jay
he ever
home
had
run.
Something.
First Blue Jay home run. First Blue Jay home run at home. The inside the park grand slam. He had the walk-off sac fly. He had the 10 RBI weekend. What the hell?
That is exactly why the Red Sox signed him, because that was the only team he was really good against.
I mean, we were just really good against them in general.
Yeah, everyone was really good against them.
But yeah, the Red Sox are like
so mid.
They're super okay.
So mid.
Like,
which you cannot be in the AL East.
A lot of things have to go right for them.
Oh, everything has to go right for them to compete.
Yoshida has to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Like Justin Turner's got to see it.
Justin Turner's got to turn it into 2013 or 14.
Yeah.
Trevor Story's elbow needs to heal miraculously.
Yeah. Your middle infield right now is Christian Arroyo and Kike Hernandez.
Oh my god, I love Kike, but no.
But like Kike Hernandez cannot be your everyday shortstop.
No,
a couple months.
Fuck no.
Reese
McGuire is your goddamn catcher. I love Reese,
which makes me, which is like laughable because Jorge Alfaro is right there.
Yeah,
like
Tristan Casas has not figured it out yet.
He'll be good. I'm not gonna say he'll be like.
I'm not gonna say he's bad, but he hasn't figured it out yet.
Like,
obviously Devers is Devers. That's not gonna change.
Yeah, Devers is
Alex Verdugo,
piece of shit, but
he's so average. So very average.
Painfully average. Yeah.
He hits us a little bit.
Yeah, they're still going to finish 4th place.
That's it. I know. You're dreaming.
I'm Brant. I told you I'm dying on this hill.
I know. And
we don't have to get into this again. I'm dying on this hill.
Their rotation is doo-doo. Their bullpen is okay.
Hey, they're not all 4th places are created equally, Brant.
Oh.
Do you remember we were 4th place in 2021?
We were 4th place?
Yeah,
I guess, right?
It was 491 teams in the AL East.
Yankees, the
Red
Sox, and Rays. Oh my
The Rays won the division with 100 wins, and then the Yankees, Red Sox had 92 wins. We had 91.
That's so stupid.
Like,
So stupid. So very, very stupid. I hate the AL East so much. We got to get out of this division here. What else is going on?
let's see. Tommy Pham, notable punching people for
Former Reds
fantasy football leagues. Former Red Sox, yes,
Clapped
he's going to the Mets.
clapped him.
Yeah, going to the Mets. Cool. Brian Anderson, formerly of the Marlins, goes to the Brewers, where he will now have his home runs called by Brian Anderson.
That's kind of funny. I like that.
And the last thing, ha 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 ha, Yankees fans, that trade's looking great. Frankie Montas is going to miss the first month of the season with shoulder inflammation.
That's what you want to hear.
Yep. Someone, I think it was Josh Goldberg that pointed it out. The division is for the taking. The Yankees have arguably the most high risk injury rotation in baseball.
I would like to say it now and on record.
Mm-hmm.
The Yankees are not that good.
Brant,
The Yankees didn't get any better.
we do this every year. Rodon?
They didn't get any better.
Rodon.
They got marginally better with Rodon, who you never know. I like Rodon, but you never know.
They took out Tyone. They lost Tyone, Chad Green, Chapman.
That's an addition by subtraction, but yeah.
Benintendi. And then they got
what's his name? Rodon and the guy in the bull,
Tommy Canley.
That's it. That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. They are not better. They may not be worse, but they are
significantly
absolutely not the team that started the season last year that looked like they were going to break records.
Yeah,
they weren't that team last year, and they're definitely not doing that again.
But I also don't think they're the team that ended or that was like couldn't win us.
I think they're closer to that than they are the other
I think they're somewhere in the middle of that. Like, I don't think they're,
which is like an 89, 90 win team.
Yeah,
88 to 90 win team. They're not bad, but they're definitely not what they were last year. And I don't think they're that good. I can eat those words if I have to, but I don't think they're that good.
I'm looking at my phone and Instagram Live popped up. Someone on Instagram, fucking Rymel Toffee, just in a pool. Like,
see, great guy, interesting character, not a great ball player.
No, and I think that's
also sorry. Before we move off the Yankees and leave here, you expect Aaron Judge to be the MVP again?
Oh, I'm not expecting him to. Bro,
I don't.
Yo, the amount of Yankees fans are gonna be disappointed when he hits like 40 home runs.
Oh my god, hilarious. Yeah, like the odds of him hitting 62 are not very high. Not very high at all.
No.
So
I mean, look at Stanton. He hit like 59 that 1 year, and I don't think he's ever got back to like 40.
40? No.
Like,
I'm not saying Aaron Judge is going to be bad. I'm not even on the side.
Aaron Judge is still going to be a top 5 arguable player in baseball.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even on the side of everyone's like, well, he's got to stay healthy. I'm like, well, he's staying healthy. Like, that's been a thing now.
He's been
like, let's relax.
The last 2 seasons.
Like, yeah. So let's relax on that one. I just don't think he's going to be the out of this world MVP that he was last season. And that was 80% of the reason why he won games last year. They're not going to be good. Shoot me. Maybe the Jays won't be good either. Who knows? But I just don't see the Yankees being good. That's my take. Boop.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Yep.
It's been a bit of a shorter one, I think. I don't even know if we cracked. Did we even crack an hour?
We started it like just after 12, I think. And so maybe
just after 1. Well, we're around the hour mark.
Yeah. Well, if any, blame Brant and his changing work schedule.
Yeah, I gotta go. Sorry.
Yeah. And going forward, at least for a little bit, we're gonna be recording on Fridays. If Fridays is gonna be the day, because I can't really get out of class on Thursdays, so I already told my work that you can have me in after 3, and that's it. So perfect. On Fridays. So perfect.
Yeah, new day, new us. New season incoming.
Yeah, this is the final episode of the Flight Deck. Incoming, the RPP, the Rooftop Patio Podcast.
Broadcasting live from the Corona Rooftop Patio.
That's got to be that's actually, you know what? That's a bucket list for this podcast. We got to record all at the Flight Deck or on the Rooftop Patio.
Yeah, I think that'd be hilarious. Yeah, thanks for listening. As always, everything's linked in the description below. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. all the fun
Yep.
stuff. Don't forget to check out BetStamp at betstamp.app. Use the promo code A Sports. That's EH Sports. It's in the game. Yeah, we will catch you next Friday.
Yep. Peace.